What's up, y'all? You're listening to Husker Hype Radio. Listen and subscribe on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. And if you're looking for more fun, head on over to Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter and follow us at Husker Hype Radio.
Yep, we can. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to podcast number, what is it? Podcast number
28.
28 of the Husker Hype Radio podcast. I'm Eddie Rosenthal. We got Aaron Worsfold. And for the second time in 3 weeks, folks, for the third time in 3 weeks, we have a guest. But for the second time in 3 weeks, we have the same guest, E-Rock, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. E-Rock, the guy who has a PhD in Nebraska football. You know him. You love him. He's on to talk about this disgusting, atrocious, oh my God, does our offense suck balls, Maryland loss. 13-10 was the score, fellas. Let's get right into it. I'm fucking pissed off. This one made me, you know how it made me feel, where it wasn't more of a sadness thing. It was a fuck it. It was a fuck it at the end of the game. I stopped kind of giving a fuck a little bit. Brian, big red till I die forever. I bleed red shit.
Yeah.
We stick together in all kinds of weather. But it was just kind of, you know what? Fuck it all, you know?
Yeah. I agree, Eddie. I mean, I'm super pissed after this one. Unfortunately, I have bad news. Just to take the Husker Hype hat off for a second and get to the brass tacks of my feelings. I told my parents, I don't really see us winning this game, but if we can hold them under 20, I like our odds. And we only lost 13-10. Like you said, our offense is ass, but at least our defense played scrappy, and it's just tough when you lose like that.
Yeah, I think let's recap this Maryland game first and then get into Wisconsin. There's just so much to talk about what Nebraska did in this game before we even talk.
I want to hear E-Rock's story about some guy getting kicked out of the ball game.
All right, so started first quarter. Me and David are chirping at Maryland. We're right on the row A. So first people that Maryland players see, we're talking to them. So you got to chirp a little bit at them. Or there's just two cops that came over because Tua came down for a second. I started chirping at him. I was like, "You're not that good. You're not that good." Well, a cop came up to me. He's like, "You can't be talking to their players like that." And I was like, "Oh, you like the Terps today? You like the Terps?" I'd already been drinking a little bit, so I was fired up.
Chirping the cops, nice.
Yep. And then these three other dudes showed up next to us, and they were 10 times worse than me. They were just there to chirp the players. Well, number 26 on Maryland starts. He's like, "You got a gat on you? You got a gat on you?" And after Maryland got their first turnover against us, he like acts like he's shooting us, like he's shooting. And then there's this dude that's like he like pulls up his waistband like he's got a gun on him. Well, I guess number 26 and him went to when Maryland was walking to the locker room at halftime. The two friends came back to us afterwards and said that number 26 spit on him. But in the arrest report today, it says that the fans spit on the players. So kind of
okay.
A little bit of
I did hear about this. I didn't hear about it until today, though. So this is the guy that's allegedly spit on the Maryland player and got kicked out by the cops.
Yes.
Oh,
but
God.
that player was, gosh, I just wanted him to get in the game just to get his fucking head taken off.
He didn't even go in the game?
No, he was riding the bike the entire game, just talking shit to us.
Oh, wow. Dude, wait, so this guy came back after apparently he got arrested. He came back and watched the second half?
Yeah, he came back, but the coach was standing by the entire game. He didn't even turn around one time.
Wow. Interesting. But no, I'm talking about the spectator, the guy that was sitting next to you guys.
Oh, no. So, yeah, there was three dudes, but the one dude, he never came back.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
His two friends came back.
Wow. But he took the fall for all of them. You know, all of them were spitting. He's like, I guess I'll take the heat for this one.
So E-Rock and friends changing the narrative of Nebraska nice, chirping Maryland players.
Something's got to change.
Something's got to change, baby. Something's got to change. And hey, you know what? What's wrong with a little bit of a little smack talk? You know, if at the end of the game, if it's all fun and games, you're not spitting on somebody.
Yeah, that's a little far, but
yeah,
that's a little far.
Yeah, spitting that's not cool. but you can always talk a little bit. Nothing wrong with that. All right. So we got that out of the way. Let's start with the defense. For the best part of the game. Defense, I'm not going to say they played great. They played good. Yeah, we did hold them to 13 points, but that pass defense, something that was a problem in the Michigan State game, was kind of a problem again this game, dude. Tommy Hill got burned a couple of times. We didn't have Quentin Newsom today, or that game, out with a shoulder injury, I think. And that did kind of hurt us, I feel like, man.
Yeah, I said that too. It was nice that we had Buford start. He played a lot of good downs and had some nice plays.
Yeah, and I mean the defense played good enough to win. But there was just a couple of plays, where we really got hit at the end hard. And
when I was watching the game and I heard Sean Callahan say yesterday during his post game that he didn't think the crowd was too loud. I thought the crowd was fired up. I thought, especially on defense, there were a couple downs where I was like, it's rocking in here. And we created a lot of false starts, delay games. I think 2 delay games and a couple false starts. I thought that was huge, pivotal moments. And really the only time I think they did well on offense was that one touchdown drive that was 2 plays after an interception. And then they had a field goal after we turned it over on the 25, and then they kicked a field goal, drove it down 75 yards at the very end to kick a buzzer beater field goal. I mean, they only had two good drives. One drive was given to them by a turnover.
Yeah, but they scored off the turnover. I think it was our turnover on downs and then 2 plays, like a 56-yard catch, 16-yard catch, same dude, and they went down and scored just like that. But that's what sucks with our defense, man, is that they always just get put in bad fucking positions, bro. But still, I mean, a great defense, an elite defense does not let up huge passing plays. I mean, Tua Tagovailoa, a lot of screen plays that they ran, which I was kind of surprised. I was saying during the stream, why aren't these guys running more deep plays when they're getting a lot of them? They kind of stuck to their game plan to do screen plays and ran the ball quite a few times, which I didn't understand at probably the first 3 quarters. And then at the end of the game, dude, they kind of started to churn out those run plays and gain a lot more yards up the middle, kind of wearing down our D line at the end.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. They had 0 rushing yards, I'm pretty sure, at half. And they ended up with just over 100. And a lot of that came, like you're saying, Eddie, in that last drive from them. So it was kind of disappointing that we didn't hold them under 70 in that respect.
Man. And yeah, 3rd and goal, whatever, we intercept the ball, but how can our defense not stop those guys, bro? Like, do you think it's more them being like, are you fucking serious? And they go out there with not a lot of fire? Or like, do you think Maryland just called up their perfect plays at the perfect time in that last series, or what?
I mean, I feel like when you're a defense, and E-Rock, if you want to chime in, I feel like when you're a defense, you just kind of get caught on your heels sometimes because you're trying to just keep everything in front of you. And then they just broke a couple long, that was one of the drives that Talia had a long QB scramble and scrambled for 20 something yards. So it was just stuff like that where we're trying to keep everything in front of us. We got downfield and then that happened.
Yeah, and that all happened after that pass interference, which I hate to do the ref thing, but they got a penalty at the perfect time.
Tommy Hill pass interference, that was a killer right there, dude. And he didn't turn his head around, but also there wasn't even that much contact until the ball got into the vicinity of the catcher's hands,
Right.
So
I mentioned this to you right after the game, Eddie, and you said this is more of an NFL thing than a college thing, but I felt like if he had just turned around and made a play at the ball just a little more, they for sure wouldn't have called it.
Yeah. Yeah. If he would have turned his head, I think it would have been fine. But he didn't. So pass interference.
And their touchdown throw was back-to-back throws at Malcolm Hartzog's guy. He got burned deep once, and then he threw it to his side again for the touchdown.
Yeah, I say Tommy Hill? I think it was Hartzog, yeah.
That was the one with the touchdown. The Tommy Hill was the PI.
And then there was a couple real good scrambles that Tagovailoa had, where we almost had him in a sack, and he on that last drive, he comes down and runs it for a fucking however long that scramble was. We would have had a 10-yard sack there. Instead, he turned it into 30+ yards. I mean, dialed up the right calls and shit, but our guys just at some points in the game when it was crucial didn't make the big stops that we needed to make.
And I mean, we got to talk about the offense. I mean, we had 5 turnovers. What was it? 4 interceptions, 1 fumble, one interception from each quarterback that played today, and 2 for Sims. Sims had 3 turnovers. I think I did the calculations. 13% of the plays that he was involved in was a turnover.
Yeah.
For Sims.
Yeah, dude. It's freaking disgusting. So I bought a freaking leaf blower today at the Goodwill. Goes 150 miles an hour. It's a home light edition. 150 miles an hour. And I'm trying to figure out if that leaf blower or the Nebraska quarterback room blows harder. I can't figure it out, buddy.
No,
they all fucking suck. God damn it. I don't know which fucking one blows harder, and that thing blows 150 miles an hour.
Yeah. So Harburg starts. He doesn't look good. Apparently, he gets dinged up. I think they said high ankle sprain. Sims comes in.
Can we talk about the first drive real quick, where Buddy throws an interception, but it gets called back miraculously by a holding? We take it. We fucking do all our shit. What's it called? We take all the hats out, the rabbit out of the magic sleeve, and we do our fake punt run. Fake. Okay, can you guys help me out here?
I don't think that was the first
same drive, or it was our first drive. Yeah, it was one of our first drives. Interception. We do a fake punt. We get it. And then like 2 plays later, Harbaugh throws another interception 15 feet over Fedoni's head. Where if you maybe throw it 3 feet, that motherfucker can still grab it.
Yeah.
Same pass as Michigan State.
Yeah, you're right, Eddie.
Yeah.
Another thing about these quarterbacks, dude, is like how are we getting to the line so late? We're in that goddamn huddle for so long.
Yeah, dude, that's something that really needs to be addressed. There's too many timeouts being called because we're not getting the fucking playoff.
Right.
You know? And yeah, and then I mean, it's freaking horrible to watch, dog.
Right.
It's freaking horrible to watch. And of the 27 turnovers, which we lead the nation, 22 of those are from quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Who do we blame? Who do we put the blame on? Do we put it on quarterbacks just not being able to do what they're coached to do? Or is it come to the coaching? Does it come to Marcus Satterfield? What everybody on Twitter was trying to talk about this weekend, fire Marcus Satterfield. Aaron's been wanting to do it since week 3 or 4 or 5. Do we do it or do we not? Matt Rule said he's not going to do it.
E-Rock, what's your take?
There's a lot of injuries on offense. It's hard to blame it on him. I think it's everybody. But there's 2 different points of that game where I was like, Jeff Sims is coming back again. He's going to claim the spot. And then he scrambled, fumble. I was like, well, fuck him again. And then Chubba Purdy comes in the game. He's driving down the field, interception. Yep. And I said, fuck me. I'm fucking done.
Dude, I felt the same way. To answer your question a bit here, Ed, I feel like not turning the ball over is a pretty baseline skill to have. Like,
yeah,
you can't like teach a guy not to throw the ball 15 yards over buddy's head, receiver's head, and right in the other guy's arms. Like, I feel like that doesn't really boil down to coaching.
Right.
But there is also other certain situations and scenario-based stuff where it's like a lot of people point to Chubba's interception on the goal line. Why are we running a pass play right there? Blah, blah, blah.
Right, man. I think it's both. I think like Eli said, dude, we don't have there's no Trey Palmer on the team this year. It's Alex Bullock, you know? It's Alex Bullock.
Walk on.
There's and then but the thing about that then is also like we picked our guy, Jeff Sims, to come in here and be the quarterback that gets us wins. And this motherfucker throws interception every 10 plays or turns over the ball every 10 plays. And that's a coach's decision. So we're banking on this guy to, at the start of the season, to get us wins. And he fucking does this shit.
Dude.
It's just, I think it comes down to athletes, and the guys that he wanted on the field really didn't get on there. But dude, Jeff Sims turning over the ball as much as he does is just, and I can't wrap my head around it.
Here's
and
a
guess what? He's the most
hypothetical.
healthy quarterback for
I
next
know,
week.
yeah, they did say that. I heard that today. Heinrich's probably not going to go, and it sounds like Chubb was like probably going to get surgery soon. Apparently, he was playing with a bum groin.
Mm-hmm. Had a bum groin since the beginning of the season.
But I mean, ran the ball probably better than both Heinrich and Sims when he on that one drive, dude.
Right, that was like one of the most electric plays of the game. Yeah,
he was running like a fullback, dude. He was using both hands and just bulldozing people. But I mean, he played with nothing to lose.
Yeah, I agree. He really commanded that offense there for that one drive. And one thing that's better from last year, I would say though, this O-line, where we have a ragtag group of O-line guys, and I feel like I don't hear myself saying like, what the heck's going on? We got no time to pass. We have no holes. We can't get downfield. I don't hear that as much.
0 penalties on the offense. Only penalty was that Tommy Hill pass interference at the end of the game.
And that's a big thing because I feel like last year was always like false start, just a bunch of dumb stuff that we'd always do.
Right. And I think that the offensive line, for as fucked up as those throws were, dude, they had time in the pocket, bud. Those guys had so much time to throw every single time. And then I guess they're not used to it, that they're not rushed. So they fucking overthrow, I don't know, put too much mustard on it back there,
What the thing is sometimes when Sims throws that fucking ball, man, it comes out of his hand nice. Like you see a couple of those. So some plays when he just would throw it all the way out to the far side with one blocker. It's like, that's a play where I'm like, what are we doing? We have only one blocker on the outside. Our wide receivers have no great blocking downfield as it is. And then they have 3 defenders and we get gobbled up in the backfield. Like the idea is good, but the execution's bad. Like, why are we doing it's a long pass? It just, we're not getting any yards.
So then that's not really Sims' thing if he's throwing like
right. That's what I'm saying, because that they've had that play 2 or 3 times because we never hardly even throw any screen passes, and you guys have heard me say this shit, like throw it out and get like Kemp the ball so he can get 3, 4, 5, 6 yards, maybe bust one. We finally do it, but the way we do it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're doing that though because that's an easier pass to complete than one down the middle, and you hold your breath every single time.
No, I'm saying still throw the screen pass, but when you only have one blocker, when you have 2 guys on the outside and the far side, and you throw the ball to one of them, and then you expect one guy to block 3 guys, the numbers aren't there ever.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Yeah.
One thing I have to say about the offensive line, if you credit them for being good in their second year, isn't there a little bit of leeway for Marcus Satterfield for developing a group for the second year?
Right.
Because last year we all wanted Raiola fired.
I think Satterfield's staying. There's no way he's going to be gone after this year.
I don't think that I want Satterfield fired.
I don't.
At the end of the day, also, Rule has a lot of his hands in the play calling and stuff like that. So it's not all in Satterfield.
That's right, too. He can always overcall any of those plays. He's got the play sheet in his hands as well, So I think that the way that we want to do things is going to eventually work out. Yeah, like you said, Eli, Raiola's offensive line from last year to this year is tenfold.
Mm-hmm.
And then Satterfield, we just get Jalen Lloyd to have all these true freshman guys to have game experiences and a whole another year of practices under their belt, get bigger. Jalen Lloyd's still fucking like a little tiny high schooler, bro, but he has to go out there and play, So get these boys some Hy-Vee steaks in their fucking body.
Yeah, and like Malachi Coleman, you see him out there against those guys, and he just looks so much smaller. Our guys just look so much smaller.
I mean, Malachi Coleman's got some good size, but he could use a little. He could get some bigger guns. Like he's got the
He just
right
seems
body type.
slim.
Though.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
just seems slim, but you're right. Once he puts on a little bit, he'll look nice.
yeah, dude. And these guys are true freshmen. So, I mean, do we go back to the portal for another quarterback? What are we doing with our quarterback situation next year? I think is one of the biggest question marks.
I heard we're kind of fucked actually, because like Sims can't leave because he's not a graduate transfer and he already transferred once, and I don't think he's able to unless he graduates, and he's not on schedule to do that this spring. So I think Sims has to stay.
Doesn't mean he has to play.
Yeah, it
Doesn't mean he has to play. I think I don't like Chuba. If Chuba's probably going to transfer. I mean, like he's probably going to go somewhere where he can play. I think isn't this his junior year, or pretty sure this is his junior year because he's been with.
But
Unless
does he get the
COVID
medical
year,
red shirt? Did
I
he
think it's
not play
sophomore
because of
medical
his
red shirt.
groin?
maybe they can file for it. But if he's playing right now, they haven't gone through that step yet. Maybe though. I mean, I think Chuba for sure has one more year. I could look up what year he is, and then Harburg, like he's probably unless we find somebody else and be like, well, here's something else I actually found out, and I hate to like detour here. Is I heard we ran Casey Thompson out of Nebraska. Did you guys hear this?
We did. I think it's kind of
Yeah.
obvious we did.
See, I don't think I like knew that until like this week when they were saying that on like broadcasts and stuff. Imagine having Casey Thompson right now.
Yeah.
I mean, Buddy couldn't scoot like how we'd want him to and run the option, but it's not like we do that. We would have to do that as much as we would.
But I think the thing, like, yeah, he's definitely better than all three of the guys we have now. But his injuries, bro, like he got injured at Texas, he got injured last year, and he tore his ACL this year at Florida Atlantic. So
Yeah, that's true.
Like, we could play that game that he might not get injured here, but who freaking knows, bro?
Yeah, you're right. I did forget he tore his ACL.
But yeah, man, I think that obviously quarterback is going to be the biggest question going into next spring.
Chuba's a sophomore.
Yeah, and I think that if he's full go with his like, oh my god, dude, I don't even want to talk about this shit, bro. It freaking pisses me off.
Should we, actually, the only thing I want to say, unless we for sure on the defense, Ty Robinson and Nash Hutmacher, those guys are dogs. Those guys are absolute dogs. They're in every play. They fire the defense up when they do something big. They're high-fiving, getting all the boys rowdy. Those guys are glue guys. If we can't let them leave, they have to stay. They're Nebraska.
And Gifford.
And Gifford. I was saying that, you know what, during the spring, I said, you know what fucking Polar Bear and T-Rob do? They go on the bench and they start just eating raw tomahawk steaks and they rip them off. And then they have little baby turtles and crack their shells and eat the insides like a fucking
soup.
oyster.
Yeah.
Like
Nice.
I'll just slurp that shit up. Like, and then they're fucking, dude, imagine, I bet you they growl. I bet you they're weird like that. They growl. The guys are like, what the fuck is going on? Are these fucking weirdos growling? They're like, yeah, I am. I'm a fucking psycho, dude. You know?
Yeah.
I'd play into that whole thing, dude. I'd play into that whole thing. I'm a weirdo. I'm gonna fucking growl in your face, dude. I'm gonna eat your fucking guts, turtle. Badgers for dinner next for those fellas. Okay, those two guys. And then also the turnover makers, Omar Brown, forced fumble, and then Buddha, Javen Wright. Omar Brown and Javen Wright. Those fellas, Javen Wright got the interception. Omar Brown is the one that tipped it. Omar Brown also forced a fumble picked up by,
I think, Ty Robinson.
That one was picked up.
It was Ty Robinson.
No, that one was forced by Javen Wright.
Omar Brown picked up one and Ty Robinson picked up one.
And then I swear Omar Brown forced one.
I think Tommy Hill picked up one.
No, Omar Brown forced it and picked it up.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he forced it and picked it up. And then fucking Javen Wright, the one where they were on like the 4 or 3 yard line, the one that we took back.
Yeah.
He punched it out and T-Rob picked it up.
And Javen Wright also had an INT, buddy. Have a day, Javen.
And Omar Brown was the one that tipped that. So it was Omar Brown and Javen Wright. Both of those dudes accounted for all the turnovers on defense. Pretty fucking badass, dude. Pretty fucking badass, if you ask me.
If only they had a fucking not a vegetable at quarterback to hold onto the fucking ball. It might be worth something. But it's not, so.
No. I mean, what's fucking insane, dude, is Iowa, dude. Like how good their defense is and how like are we just like the worst version of Iowa this year?
Yes, Eddie, we are. I've thought about this too, and yes, we are. I hate to say
If we
that
beat
out
them,
loud.
then no. If we beat them, then no.
Yeah, exactly.
If
I
we
agree
beat
with
them,
that.
then no, but as of right now, they're winning football games with just their defense, shitty ass offense. And I mean, yeah, dude. But I'll be there.
But it's year 40 for Kirk Ferentz, year 1 for Matt Rule, so I'll take it.
Hey, I like that. I like that. It's year 1, dude. And what did Matt Rule say, bro? It's gonna take some time. Let's enjoy this. Let's remember the days.
If you're
where
not with us now, don't be with us when we were hoisting trophies, boys.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, let's talk. Wait, anything else? I mean, special teams. What do you guys think about using Alvano? I mean, running the football on that 3rd and goal instead of passing, and then if we didn't make it, go ahead and get the lead. You know, what do you guys think about that?
I think there's a couple of times this year where I'm just like, why are we not kicking? Like, I get go for it and be aggressive, especially one of our first drives this week when we went up 4th and 4th and didn't get. It's just like, get the points, man. They're so far and few between for us. That's like when you have that chance and they're not scoring and you trust your defense, it's just almost like get the points.
Right. And then think about the defense comes onto the field after we're leading 13-10 instead of coming off right after an interception. Like that's got to change your fucking psychology a little bit, you know? Like, okay, we got the win. Let's hold these boys and we get the win. Instead, now it's let's not let them score all the way downfield and get a field goal or touchdown, you know? It's we already got this win behind our back. All we got to do is our part now. The offense did their part for once in a fucking blue moon. Now all we have to do is do our part. I think that makes a big difference, man.
And like if you want to get really into it, if we didn't have to burn certain timeouts and situational plays like that and how we couldn't snap the ball on time, but even if they did go down and score, we might have time and be able to figure something out.
Right. What do you think about that 3rd and goal call, E-Rock? Do you think it was the right one, or do you think we run the ball again, then go with Alvano? Or
I think if it's touchdown, it's a great play, but I think I would have ran the ball. But there was also that 4th and 2 earlier where we could have kicked a field goal, been up by 3 then, kicked a field goal at the end, been up by 6. But hindsight's 2020.
Yeah, hindsight's 2020, man. And you know, the armchair quarterbacks or the armchair offensive coordinators calling these plays. Did Satterfield make the right one? Did he not? Like, why don't you call a play in real time with, 20? What's the play clock?
25 seconds.
25 or 40. I don't.
Sometimes it's 40. I honestly don't know that rule, and I've never thought about it.
I swear it changes though.
Sometimes it's because like when you kneel the ball at the end of the game, it's 40 and it's 40 seconds. But like between plays, it's 25. Yeah. Like when the ball's dead and they wind the clock, it's 25.
Yeah.
Maybe it depends on if it's a dead ball or whatever.
So it's just kind of weird, but especially when you're not working with the best of weapons.
And Emmett Johnson's running the way he was running.
Emmett Johnson was running like yeah, exactly, dude. It's 3rd and goal, 3rd and 6 yards, but Emmett Johnson, that motherfucker wanted that touchdown, dude. It's like when you got Marshawn Lynch in the backfield and you run a slant play on the 1 yard line.
And it gets picked off.
Emmett Johnson is not Marshawn Lynch. I'm not saying that, but he's running the ball pretty dang good.
But Maryland's not the Patriots, so.
And Maryland's not the Patriots. That's right,
That's
dude.
True.
That's right, man.
Let's get into Wisconsin.
Okay.
On to next week. We got this is I hate to say it, this is an easier game than Iowa, so we have to beat these mofos.
Yeah.
No game's an easy game with our offense. No game.
You're right.
Wisconsin, what they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 and 5 as well. 2 5-5 teams looking to become bowl eligible. It's a night game. This just in, it's hunting season start like opening day on Saturday. Apparently, that's notorious for having low attendance rates at Camp Randall on those days.
Dude, yeah, that. And I mean, I think that Wisconsin right now is much more beat down than Nebraska is. Do you guys agree with me on that?
I mean, when you lose to Northwestern and Indiana back-to-back games, it's hard to say that I have a lot of faith in them feeling positive right now.
Yeah. And I saw this thing where a Wisconsin player was like, a lot of these guys on the team, it doesn't seem like they give a fuck right now. I don't really think that's not a good thing that you want to. I mean, it's a good thing for us that we're hearing, but if you're a Wisconsin fan, you go, these guys have given up on the season, is what you're telling me. And this electric offense that Wisconsin was going to have this year, that me and Aaron thought was going to be something, is not anything.
No, Eddie, give us some credit, Eddie. We both at the start of the year knew this Wisconsin thing wasn't going to pan out well this first year. We were like, why is Wisconsin getting all the love? We called this. We called this. Give us some credit.
You're right. We weren't on the Wisconsin offense going to be a good side. We were. Yeah, you're right, Aaron. I mean, the last 2 games, they scored 10 against Northwestern, 14 against Indiana. The boys aren't buzzing like we thought they would. And I don't think that they're passing the ball nearly as much as anybody thought they would either with Luke Fickell.
E-Rock, do you know if Mordecai, is he healthy? Did he play last week?
I don't believe so. I remember like 3 weeks ago he broke his arm or something like that, or his hand maybe, but I don't think doesn't sound like he's playing this week.
Oh, wait. He did play last week. He was 31 for 45, 256
that
yards.
Boy's playing. That boy's playing.
I think he's playing.
Okay.
So good quarterback. But Coach Rule's got a lot of knowledge about him because he was recruiting him out of high school to Baylor at the time. And so he's kept a record on him, he said.
That's good. That's cool. I mean, what do we think? What do we think?
I think. Go ahead, E-Rock.
My bad. To your point about Wisconsin being on a losing streak, Michigan State was on a losing streak, and Maryland was on a losing streak. So it's just hard for me to buy into the bullshit. We keep losing to teams that they don't care. We might be able to catch them on a bad week. Well, every week's a bad week for us so far. So
yeah, you're right.
It's going to be a close game, last possession. We have to find a way to win.
And dude, I think it honestly comes. If we don't turn the ball over, dude, I think we're fine.
Yeah.
And Matt Rule said last game, we had 5 turnovers, still only lost by 3. Like, that's a pretty crazy stat. So if we win the turnover margin, which have we done all year except for against La Tech and Northern Illinois, games that really don't fucking matter, like if we won the turnover margin in a Big Ten game this year, I doubt it. If not, maybe we've kept it even.
Yeah, I think we kept it even with Purdue. I don't think we've won the turnover margin.
Yeah, dude. So it's like we don't turn the ball over, man, and this team might look a lot different. Not a lot different, but at the end of the game, we win it instead of fucking shit the bed, throw a fucking interception on 3rd and goal.
I mean, even say like 2 of those interception drives turn into like at least 3 points each. We're talking about 6 points, boys. Right. We're talking about 6 points.
Yeah.
That's a lot for us right now.
We've been talking about 6 points for 7 years now.
Yeah. You're right, dude.
I did think about this in the gym today. I was like, damn, that was a real Scott Frost loss. That's kind of what these losses have been reminding me of, is just like, damn, like we're really just shitting the bed at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And imagine, dude, what happens if we have the offense of last season and the defense of this season? What does that look like?
I thought about that too, Eddie. I mean, that's why I
They
raised the Casey Thompson question, but you're right, like Trey Palmer and all those other guys too.
Yeah.
I feel like we played that same game though. The year was it the year we went 3-7, where if we would have had the defense from the year before, we would have been undefeated or whatever. But if we would have had the offense the year after that, then we would have been great.
Right. It's always that, dude. We it's always one-sided. One of our fucking teams sucks, the other one's great. But and then here was what I was thinking today too is, dude, the Nebraska offense is going against this number, like they go one-on-one in practice, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how are they not getting better from playing against the defense that great? How are they fucking so shitty? Like, you'd have to think that as good of that defense is, it makes the offense a little better, but turnovers, man.
Or they're just fucking them up every week and their confidence is shit.
Yeah, that might be it too. In practice, they're just getting railed and they're like, all right, fuck.
Coach Rule said that turnovers aren't an issue in practice, apparently, which is hilarious.
Yeah. I'm not buying that.
Oh, dude, I guess I heard a little bit like Anthony Grant has like a eagle something on his hand that he walks around during
class practice and stuff.
Yeah, and shit. And I guess he screams before he goes in the game, "Eagle claw, eagle claw."
Oh, that dude's so far in his head, he's fucked.
Dude, yeah.
If
you gotta scream eagle claw, you're like, who the fuck is this?
Well, that's just funny. How is that different from you saying you're gonna grunt at the line? That's the same shit, I guess. Actually, it's the same energy, man. I like it. I turned it around. I actually like the eagle claw, but I feel like that's just not good if you're. Yeah, never mind. I don't know.
Oh,
Anthony Grant is not the player to be eagle claw.
Yes.
I'm gonna fuck the shit up, dude. That's who Anthony Grant.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, my dad said if I'm gonna use a lot less curse words when I say this, but my dad goes,
I won't quote for what I won't.
No, I can't, dude. I can't. We're gonna have to bleep the whole thing out. My dad goes, if I was a lineman, I'd go up to Sims and I'd grab him by the sack and I'd say, "You're not turning the ball over again." But there are a lot more explicitives on that real time.
Dude, I mean, I'd have to feel that the defense is a little fucking pissed off, bud.
Yeah, I wonder how that relationship is. I agree.
Right.
Can't be good.
No, like T-Rob maybe needs to grab some of these boys by the sack. You know, grab fucking Jeff Sims by the sack. All those guys on the defense need to do something. This is a whole sack grab, 11-on-11 sack grab. You know what?
No, because then they'd be
Matt Rule in practice says, you know what, defense today, you get to grab these fellas sacks for 30 seconds.
That's exactly what happened at Northwestern, bro. We can't have a scandal, buddy.
No, the whole state would be behind that. We get a vote for that next.
They're just grabbing each other's sacks. It's fucking fine.
They're just grabbing sacks. It's discipline. All right. I mean, we can do picks. Should we just
score predictions first?
I got one question before that though.
Okay.
Go.
Who are you fellas starting at quarterback this week? Harbaugh's not playing.
I think that Sims is the only healthy guy. I told Eddie that I don't want to see Sims in a Nebraska uniform ever again when I was really drunk on Saturday. But like, that's all we have. That's all we have, man. That's like what it is.
Dude,
Wildcat.
Is D-Rock available, dude? Can we get an emergency fucking D-Rock situation, bro?
Oh, that boy's selling cars.
Bro, I don't know, man. Is there it's only 3 people in the quarterback room? There's nobody else?
Who's the transfer from Ole Miss?
There's like 2 scout players too, but they're like
they
only play scout.
There's a transfer from Ole Miss?
Yeah, he transferred at the beginning of the year. I don't even know his name though.
Quarterback.
Yep, quarterback.
No fucking way.
I'm gonna give my prediction. My prediction is gonna be 20 to 10 Nebraska.
With who at quarterback?
I mean, like it's gonna be Sims.
How many turnovers?
Less than three.
Yeah.
Three or less.
James needs to run out and say
I'll take
Eagles
the
wrong.
over. I'll take the over.
Sims needs to run out and say Eagles.
I'm gonna
dude.
put that in your
going-
prediction, E-Rock.
Yeah. No, not the whole team though. Just Jeff Sims over 3.
Oh,
Just Jeff Sims.
I'm gonna go fucking 10-3 Nebraska, dude. 10-3
Yeah.
Nebraska.
Nice.
I'm gonna say 9-3
Wow.
9-3.
Nebraska. I hope.
Yeah.
And then over 3 turnovers for Sims.
Yep.
Picks. Week 12,
Yep.
man. Isn't it sad? Week 12.
Yeah.
Is
Dude,
it sad?
it's-
Is it
It is
sad?
sad. Only one more week left of the regular season. These are the 12 weekends a year that we look forward to the most, and they're almost done.
True, dude.
I'm ready for next year's 12.
Wow. Week 12, first game, Illinois +3 at Iowa, over under 30.5.
I got Iowa by 3, dude. They beat Rutgers 22-0, and Rutgers. We said it last game. I think both of us had Rutgers to win. Iowa's that team, at least for now, until Black Friday.
I have Iowa -3 as well. E-Rock, what do you got?
I'm taking Illinois with the hopes of Nebraska still being able to clinch the Big Ten West.
I like that. Speaking of Nebraska +5.5 at Wisconsin, over under 36.5. I got Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Oh, Ed's chumming.
I got it.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm chunking. I got to turn off. I can't use my microphone anymore.
It's all right. Nebraska +5.5 at Wisconsin, over under 36.5. E-Rock and I both have +5.5 Nebraska. Eddie, what do you think?
Same, fellas. Same.
Yeah, I figured that'd be an easy one for us. Michigan -19 at Maryland, over under 50.5.
As much as I want to do Michigan -19, there's just the ego in me being a Nebraska fan that no way that Maryland can lose by 19 to Michigan. So I'm just doing the over.
I like the over too. I have the over.
I'm doing Michigan -19.
Because the thing is Maryland only scored 13 against us. They might not
Yeah.
score a point against them.
That's
Rutgers
true.
+20.5 at Penn State. Penn State coming off that sad loss to Michigan. Over under here is 41.5.
I got the over again on this one.
I got the over. Get on this one. That's not good. We had
I
too
got the
many
over as
common
well.
ones. Damn it, boys. Eddie and I so far have every game the same here in the Big Ten. Michigan State +4 at Indiana, over under 47.5.
-4 Indiana. That was the line. But I got the under. I got the under for this game.
Under. I have Michigan State +4.
I have the under.
Under cities. Purdue -1.5 at Northwestern, over under 47.5.
Dude, +1.5 Northwestern. Those boys are on fire right now, baby. Come on.
I love it, Eddie, because I
Come on.
have Purdue -1.5.
I got Northwestern +1.5.
Dude, who did they beat last week?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. So can we.
Well,
Fuck
Purdue-
the
Purdue-
Badgers.
Purdue beat Minnesota last week, but lot better of a win compared to that Wisconsin one, I think. I feel like. Last Big Ten game, Minnesota +27.5 at Ohio State. They're gonna get their ass kicked.
Yeah, I have -27.5 Ohio State.
I got the over here. What do you got, E-Rock?
Got +27.5 Minnesota.
Okay. It's a lot of points, man. It's a lot of points.
Mm-hmm.
Now we'll go over to SEC out of conference play. I'll let you start, Ed.
Did you pick a bullshit game or did you pick a SEC game?
No. I did not pick the bullshit game because you're right, Eddie. This is the week where the SEC plays a bunch of nobodies. I picked the Georgia-Tennessee game.
I picked the Kentucky South Carolina game, and I got Kentucky -1.5.
I thought that one too, Eddie. I thought that one too. South Carolina's 5-5, I believe, or no, they're 4-6. So they need 2 wins to go bowl eligible. They need this win. I like that though, one too. I got Georgia -10.5 at Tennessee. Missouri spanked Tennessee last week. Georgia's way better. -10.5.
I got South Carolina +1.5. Last year they played good down the stretch. I think they're doing it again this year.
But they don't have Marcus Satterfield as their offensive coordinator this year, Eli.
So they should be even better. They should be even better.
Yeah. Big 12. I have 2 Big 12 games because I wasn't sure. What do you have, Eddie? I'll let you go first.
I got Texas -7.5 over Iowa State.
Okay, that's why I picked 2 games because that was one of my options. My other option was K-State at Kansas over 55.5.
Yeah, I could see that, dude. I could see that game being a shootout for sure.
Yeah.
I got Kansas +8 that game.
KU +8.
Dude,
Pac-12.
I think Kansas's quarterback, if somehow we could get him, would be nuts. Give him a ton of money, even though Kansas is better than us right now. Somehow convince him to come up the Big Red. That'd be sick.
That would be
You
sick.
know what I was thinking? Like the water boy, our offense just kneels the ball every play. We just kneel the ball every play. We can't turn the ball over if we kneel the ball every play.
Yeah, that's true, dude. And we just rely on our defense and special teams to score.
Brian Buschini.
No, just run the ball every fucking play at that point.
Yeah,
Just run the
true.
ball every play.
Eagle
Pac-12,
claw!
the most interesting line of the week, in my opinion. I saw this on my mouth was on the floor. It was Washington as the underdog at Oregon State, +1.5 Washington.
Trap.
Aaron, I got that one too. But then there was another weird line also, dude. It was Arizona over Utah -1.
Is
So
it at Utah?
Huh?
Is it at Utah?
I think it's at Arizona.
Okay.
But you have Wazoo over
I have
Oregon State.
Washington over Oregon State.
Okay, for the sake of betting, for the sake of it being a fun little thing, I'll do Arizona or Utah, excuse me, +1 over Arizona.
Ooh.
I thought the same thing when I saw the Washington one. That was how the hell is this happening? Maybe a Vegas trap, but Washington +1.5.
Great minds think alike. And the last conference, the worst conference, the ACC. I've been riding this team all goddamn year, and I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to get off the bus. Louisville -1 at Miami.
Jeez.
I have that one too.
Same.
It's a good pick, man. It's a good pick. Because the thing is,
I felt like a lot of these lines for the other than Big Ten, the other Power 4 conferences were way easier to pick than the Big Ten games this week.
yeah, there was just certain lines where you're like, well, that seems pretty fair. I mean, I was pretty confident about the Iowa-Illinois game, the Nebraska game, and the Michigan game. Those first 3 games, I was like, I know these, I feel like for sure.
Yeah.
After that, I was like, I do like Michigan State over Indiana a lot too. They're +4. Well, cool, boys. Any other big games that we want to
Aaron,
forecast this weekend?
You said that ACC is the worst conference. Dude, is the Big Ten the worst conference this year besides the top 3? The
Big
3
Ten West.
Big Ten West is probably the worst division in college football this year.
Yeah.
Let me look up the fucking ACC standings, bro, because they got some shit going on over there too. They suck.
Oh,
They got Clemson, Fort State. I don't even know.
Clemson sucks, bro. Clemson fucking sucks. They have Florida State, Louisville, who's 9, and then Carolina, who's 22. Other than that, no ranked teams. Who gives a damn about them? They're not better than us. Their next best 3 are net, and Clemson's at the bottom of the pack in the standings right now.
No, but they're not better than us. No, but they're not better than us.
Is there an echo?
I think there was.
Is there an echo?
I think there
Oh,
was.
oh. Who's fucking echoing? Oh,
And in my house right now.
oh, I think it went away. But yeah, no, I think the ACC is the worst. I mean, the thing is I think Nebraska can beat Virginia, Georgia Tech, and Boston College. Those are the 4, 5, and 6 teams in the ACC.
Yeah.
Didn't Boston College beat Florida State, or they almost beat Florida State at the beginning of the year?
It was a tight game at the start of the year. Jordan Travis got hurt. Boston College, they're nothing. You think that our Husker defense is going to allow them to score a fucking point?
Yes.
If a game and third turns the ball over on the 20-yard line, then yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
There really isn't a great slate of games. I'm looking through the top 25, and every team that's ranked is playing nobody. So
Yeah, fucking SEC. This is their fucking, that should be outlawed. How about this? Jimbo Fisher, hey buddy, I'll give you $76 million to get the fuck off of my team. To not
didn't they beat
football.
Mississippi State like 51-10?
They did.
Mhm.
Apparently
crazy.
they made the decision earlier in the week, and Mississippi State's coach got fired too.
I seen that one. First year head coach too.
Yeah, basically intern head coach turned
Yeah.
head. But dude, Texas A&M, I think the next biggest buyout is like, I think it was Malzahn for Auburn at like 20 million. And now it's fucking 76 million for Jimbo Fisher. That is just nuts, dude.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Jimbo
crazy.
Fisher, and that's weird.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It'll be nuts if he
Jimbo
coaches
Fisher-
another Power 5 team. It'll be nuts if he coaches another Power 5 team.
All right, here's my thing with Marcus Satterfield. Okay, do we get a new quarterbacks coach? Do we have Marcus Satterfield work on the offense only and get somebody who coaches the quarterback? I guess we wanted Jake Peetz originally, who's at the Rams right now. Didn't have enough money, I guess, to get him here, but do we just throw a bag of money at Jake Peetz and get him? I think a quarterback coach would help. And a quarterback.
Yeah, I think you're right, Eddie.
Are the mistakes fixable by Heinrich Harbaugh and Jeff Sims, though? Jeff Sims can't hold on to the ball, and Heinrich Harbaugh throws 20 yards over people's fucking heads.
Yeah, that's the thing where it's like,
Or
is that
will you have a
coachable?
specific coach that that can like work with you every day, compared like one-on-one time is a lot more valuable than probably maybe what they're getting right now. I'm sure Satterfield's working with a lot, but when you have a certain coach that you're with all the time.
If the turnovers aren't happening in practice, then how do you in the game? Like, what do you do to fix that in the game if you're coaching it and it seems fine during practice? That just comes down to the players more than anything, I think.
The Jimmies and Joes.
Yep. Well, all right, folks. Well, that was episode number 20, whatever, something of Husker Hype Radio. 28 of Husker Hype Radio. I'm Ed Rosenthal. We got Aaron Worsfold and Erock. Thank you for joining us again. Once again, bud. Pleasure to have you on. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that stream against Maryland, because it's probably going to be the last one, folks. I think that I'm going to be gone, dude. I'm going to be gone and probably watch the game in Denver somewhere. Might get the stream going at Anton's house. We'll see.
For the Wisconsin game, you're not going to be streaming?
No, I'm in Denver, dude. It's my little nephew. You should never have a first birthday in the fall. Weddings, first birthday parties should be outlawed in the fall, but I think that it's at 3:32 instead of fucking noon. So
at least the games that'd be 5:30 your time.
Yeah. And then I'll be at the Iowa game Aaron's
Yep,
gonna
we'll
be
be Husker Hype Radio will be at the game.
E-Rock, are you gonna be there? No, or
I'll be working. My manager's taking that day off work, so I'm the only one there.
fuck him.
I know.
My parents have that whole top 99 row in the south end zone that nobody ever fucking shows up. So I'll probably just watch it up there after a couple of quarters.
All right.
This one dude brings his son every week, and every time I'm there sitting in those seats, he always leaves early, and every time he leaves, he like just says a bunch of curse words and then just leaves. And I'm like, dude, that guy needs to relax. Just brings his kid who's like 15, doesn't want to be there, and I'm like, you guys need to chill out and cheer on some Husker football.
Dude, what was the students? I heard that the student section was dog shit.
For the past 5 years, yeah.
They were not great this game, but I felt like the students just don't fill it all the way up anymore, really. It's like never more, like it was probably like 65% full.
That's
70%
sad.
full. Yeah, it really is. And then after half two, it's like nobody shows back up basically from the student section in that south end zone at least.
That's disgusting.
But I thought it was pretty loud for the most part.
The crowd was real loud after that Boo to right interception. That's when I think it was the loudest.
And then there was a huge timeout. And the fans were just going nuts and ballistic. And the very next play was a Jeff Sims interception.
Yeah.
The crowd was erupting. They were playing music. Everybody's getting hyped up. And then the very next play was an interception.
Bro, what about Jeff Sims' fumble when the motherfucker, dude, he barely got touched, bro.
Wrap the ball up.
It wasn't even a punch. It wasn't a strip. It was a 2-finger
poke
peck at the ball, and it comes out like he got leveled. Oh my God.
All right, let's wrap this up.
That's my quarterback. Woo! All right, folks. As always, bleed red, shit corn, go big red. Fuck Wisconsin. On to the next one. Fuck Iowa.
Bad week to be a Badger.
It's a bad week to be a Badger. You remember that, dude? It's a bad week to be a Badger. Yep.
Go big red.